some people are running and their weight is just really back here and everything's just knee lift at the front there. And so you're not going to be increasing your glutes, you're not going to be getting up over your hips, so you're not going to be propelling yourself forwards and using the power that you need. You're going to get all sorts of aches and pains, and you're not going to be running as fast. So looking at how people move, getting them to be more aware of how they're moving and how they should move, because I want people to understand their bodies more, because it's no good going to see, whether it's me or someone else, a therapist. You need to understand what's going on yourself, because you're with yourself every day. And you can have an hour session, but then you need to, if you undo all the good you're doing the rest of the time, then it's no good. So it's all about going back to basics, learning how we are moving or how we're not moving, educating you and getting you to start right back at the beginning. Have a look at your posture. So if you're standing and if your weight's forwards on your feet, on your toes, is it back and your heels? Are you on the right, are you on the left? Are you more flattened in or raised arches up? And then just think about your pelvis. So is it forwards, which is making the weight go more onto your toes and causing a sway back? So if your pelvis is forwards, to compensate to be able to stand up, you usually have your ribs shifted back. So then you tend to compress the spine at the back there and hang off the ligaments around your hip, so it doesn't seem to be so much control around there. So if you can just think about shifting your pelvis back, so imagine you've got a helium balloon lengthening you, but just shift your pelvis and then just move the pelvis around to find that sweet spot. Yes, strength is important, but actually most people, if they go and start a strength program, they'll be doing it wrong, they'll be damaging themselves because their body's not actually ready for it. They're meant to move in all these different planes of movement, and we just stop doing it. Cycling is certainly just in that sagittal plane there. Swimming, you do get some rotation if you swim correctly, and running, ideally you should get some rotation. And road running, you're basically on a flat road pretty much. If you're doing cross country, trails, whatever, it's better because you're actually on so many different terrains, you're moving in different directions, but then you need to be able to control that. But yeah, we do need to be twisting, turning, reaching, all those other things, just to have a more robust body. But there are simple things that we can all do by looking at ourselves and looking at how we stand, how we move, that you can just then correct quite easily without having to do anything too drastic, but it's going to affect your performance. Can you rotate your pelvis whilst keeping your ribs still? When we walk and run, you need to have a nice rotation between your ribs and your pelvis and not walking as a block. So that's going to affect your gait when you're running. When you step forwards of your left leg and then you're striding through with your right, if you haven't got that rotation of your pelvis, you're going to have a shorter stride length. You're going to put more pressure on the left side of your back. Because often people just fix there, and so they're walking and running, just haven't got that relaxed movement around their trunk. And so things are fixed there. You're going to compress nerves in your back. You're just going to not absorb the forces that you need to. So more of a relaxed. That feel better? It's like a miracle. I'm free! And so I decided to devise a programme as well, which is launching in a couple of weeks, of simple things you can do at home, like 15 minutes a day, just to get yourself moving, to stop you being stiff, just to get your body in the best position possible. Because you don't need to join a gym. You might not like gyms, you might not like conventional sport. So there are loads of things we can do. And if we can educate ourselves, then it's much more empowering if you know what's going on, rather than relying on other people. And